Hey folks, AJ the CEO here, and a bunch of y'all are using OBS. But what if I told you there is another free software streaming platform that can actually add a bunch of features that normally in OBS you need to have a plugin, and you can stream to up to 6 different locations all in the same app? Well, that app is Prism Live. So let's go ahead and let's give you a tour of how this program works, and maybe this might be an alternative for those who want to get away from OBS and add some extra features. All right, so I'm here on my desktop. Let's go ahead and open up a browser, and here it is. It is Prism Live Studio. Now, it pretty much seems like it's built on the OBS engine and how everything is ran, but it adds a bunch of extra awesomeness to it that can make a lot of things go smoother for you. Now, the beauty of this, it does run on Windows and Mac. So, you Mac folks, hey, you got it here. And on a follow up, I might actually put this on my Mac and run through it as well too. But it has some other features so that you can actually use your phone as a camera. It's built in. It's not a plugin that's needed. That's through the mobile app, and I'll probably do that in another video to talk about it. But I just want to do high level stuff. You can stream, like I said, to multiple other stuff, and you have pretty much a bunch of plugins and things like that. Like, let's go to some effects, and you can see some of the things that you have. You can have some, filters and green screens and all this other stuff built in. But you know what? Enough of this. Let's just go ahead and open the daggone thing. All right. So, like I said, I already have it installed here. All right, so here is the app, and guess what? It looks very familiar, right? Kind of has the same flow as OBS, has a little bit of changes, but let's go ahead and just do a quick tour of what we got. We got our little sandwich here, menu here, and we got our settings. And if we go to settings, pretty familiar. Now, I'm already logged into my account. You have to make an account or link it to an account when you first install Prism. So just be aware of that. So I'm linked to my Google account, but all of the same outputs are the same, and options that you have in OBS. So you can automatically start recording once you start streaming, all this other stuff. You can snap. Literally, if you're familiar with OBS, you have pretty much all of this stuff here. Now you also have enable portrait and vertical layouts. So if we enable that, that will also help if you want to do some Instagram live streams as well too. So let's go through our output. We can, when I have it connected, you'll have some more options here, but here's your bit rate and everything that you would change. I am using my graphics card to help with the encoding. Change the location of where you're recording if you want to do that, your format. So me personally, I always change this to MKV or FLV so that if anything happens, you'll be able to maintain the same recording. MP4, MOV, if something happens in your recording, the computer crashes, you've lost everything. So I always make that change there. Then we got our audio. Now, kind of like how I do it, I always disable the desktop audio so it's not causing an echo. That's me. And that's global audio. So that carries across everything. That's why I don't want to do it that way. All right. And we scroll down, all the same settings. I'm just setting this up similar to how I normally would use OBS or how I've taught OBS as well too. You go to your video. This is where you can change your output and everything like that, your frame rate. So I'm going 1080p at 60 frames a second. And these are scaling from my monitors. I think you can actually type in and go higher than that. Don't quote me on that. I'll let you know. I'll leave a comment or on-screen display if that's right or wrong. All right, you got your hotkeys if you want to use those, accessibility and advanced, all the same stuff. All right, so that part is fine. Now, the other thing we have is our channels right here. Like I said, you can add up to 6 different places that you're streaming to at the same time. So if we come over here, we can add channels. So I'm going to add my Twitch channel. So it's going to ask me to log in. Let's do that real quick. All right, so we need to authorize it, read over that, and boom, there we go. We have one there. And I'm going to do some other ones first before I start talking about the chat. Um, it does integrate the chat here, which is kind of cool. So let's go ahead and add another channel. Let's go ahead and add my YouTube permissions. Boom, there we go. Let's add my Facebook. Now with Facebook, depending on how your account is set up. Now I manage multiple accounts. You need to go in here and pick where actually you're going to. So I don't want this to go there. I want to pick where I want this to go. So I'm going to go to actually a page, and now I can select the pages that I manage. So I'm going to go ahead and pick AJ the CEO. I can add a title. That's optional. So now we're going here. Now I'm also going to add a custom channel. I'm going to add Vimeo in here, and let's see if it's in here. So it's not. So let's go ahead and pick user input RTMP, add our URL. I'm going to add our streaming key, and I don't need a password, so that is fine. What is the name? I'm going to call it Vimeo. All right, so we got 4 of those combined. Now, where else can we stream to? I think I'm kind of limited on, well, I guess I could add Instagram, right? Key. So there we go. Now, some of these I'm going to change. You do have the option of saying if you want these to be public or not. So I'm going to come in here to my YouTube one. I'm going to make that unlisted right now. And I also have to check this. Now, my channel is set, it's not made for kids, but in here you do have to check that off. So there we go. So that's going to be unlisted. And I don't believe Twitch has an option to make it unlisted or not. So, oh well, that's fine with that. So we're going to 1, 2, 3. We're going to 5 places right now. Now, again, before you try this, make sure your computer can handle this. We've already talked about that in detail. You want to have a processor that has at least 6 cores or more, preferably a GPU, so that all the encoding can hand off to that and it can handle all the processing of getting the video and audio together, as well as your upload speed needs to be able to handle this. Again, I'm running a 1 gig down and up through Fios, so I'm more than enough of this, but don't try and just think that you can download this and throw this on an old i3 or old MacBook Air or something like that and think this is going to work. It's not. All right. So now let's go over to our chat. As you can see, we have all our chat windows all here combined. And now that we have our YouTube here, we can come out here and drag this. I dragged it so that it takes up the whole screen. We can log in here to give us some more access. Let me log in with real quick for that. All right. So now I have access to the studio if we want to have some more stuff. And you might be seeing some other stuff, but we'll come back to that. If we come over here to chat, you see we can have all of these integrated, the ones that have support chat. So Instagram, because it's not really talking to the API, it doesn't have access to that, but we can bring all of this in. And honestly, let me actually change this and make this public so that way we can actually pull in some people stuff. So let's do Prism Live Studio Livestream Test. I'm just going to copy all of these here. So that way, maybe we can get some people to get involved with this. We'll put that everywhere. And we already have it. Vimeo and Instagram is not a big deal. I have Instagram up, so we'll just see what happens there. All right, so we got all of that there. We have our stuff integrated. So now let's go ahead and add some stuff together. I'm trying to think what system am I going to use to bring this in? I guess I could use, I want to bring in a second camera that's completely separate because I have my other ATEM connected because I don't want to loop forever with this. So actually, let me bring my Sony camera over here. All right, so we got everything set up. So let's go ahead and add our stuff together. We're going to do something real simple. Let's go ahead. We already have our default scene. Let's go ahead and come over here to sources. And you can see we got a bunch of items. We got our classics, but we also have some of these Prism ones. We'll come back to that. Let's go ahead and add our video capture device. And we'll just call this ATEM. But again, whatever capture device you have, I could have this camera connected directly. If you got a PTZ, you could do that. Now let's select our ATEM. And there we go. There's our camera right here in front of me. Now, I don't know if this is different with the Mac. We'll look at this, but with Windows, just like in OBS, you can come all the way down here and use custom audio, and we're going to use the audio directly on the ATEM. So we'll go ahead and say okay for that. Now let me turn the audio on for that ATEM. We're going to use the mic that's coming from this camera. I just don't have that on, but we're going to turn that on here for a second. And now you see the activity. So we got the ATEM audio turned on from that camera. So again, if you had any type of mixer or anything like that, you can go through the same process. If you had a audio interface, kind of like this Evo, I could have everything, and then I could add the Evo as my selection for my audio. Or you could do with the Mac, you would have to do an audio input capture, and then you select it. I just like having it both in the same device here. So that's cool. So let's go ahead and lock this so we ain't got to worry about it moving. So now let's go ahead and add some other stuff here to show you just how else this can work. So let's go here to our sources, and let's look at some of the Prism ones. We're going to talk about the phone ones in the Prism Lens and the mobile one later, but we can do some text templates here. You can add lower thirds built in. Don't need a plugin for this one. So you can do kind of like a scroll. You can do some, a screensaver one if you wanted to, which is interesting. You can actually do this as like a intro one. So let's go ahead and select that and see what that does. So you can put your, actually it's set. It won't let you change the text on that one. That's interesting. But let's go to some other ones. So you can have a be right back. That's cool. You also have some social ones, so you can do your stuff here. So maybe I'll put this one here and just say AJ the CEO. And we can change the size of that and slide it over here to the left. And this is one of those things that you might not want to have running all the time. This might be kind of like one that you bring up on occasion. So let's see if they have any more settings in here. So you can change your font size, the transformation, the motion, if it repeats, if motion is off. So it looks like it'll just come up once and that's it, instead of repeating, which is how I would like it. So I would like to have that off and then just turn it on, or maybe make it as a scene so they can switch back. So I don't know. Let's see. Won't let me. Okay, let's copy this and just call this scene 2. And on scene 2, I want this on, but on scene 1, I want this off. So now we can come in here and it still doesn't do it. I thought it was gonna let you, like when you switch over to it, it does kind of like the animation at the very beginning. I don't want it to keep repeating. Yeah, see, I wouldn't want it to do it like that. That's too slow. That just shows the speed of the animation. See, I just want it to come up once and come down. Whatever. We'll come back to that. All right, so we got that one. Let's look at some other ones that they have. We have the chat. So this is going to leverage some other stuff that we were talking about. So we can just have this chat and it will have it all integrated. You have different styles that you can do here. You can have it with boxes, or you can have this box here. And now you can have a running chat of everybody who's on your stream, no matter what platform that you have connected, which is really cool. So we'll have this, and we're going to test this out when we actually go live here in a little bit. Let's go ahead and lock that one in place, and let's turn it off for right now. Let's see what other ones we got. We have a view counter, so we can bring that up, and we can see how many people are here on the live stream who are watching. And you got your different styles here. So let me actually do this one. Let's make this a little bit bigger. And I'm going to actually put it right there. Now, let's see. Can we turn which ones on and off that we want? It doesn't look like. It looks like we have to just work with whatever we got, but then we have some more details. Display. So we don't want to display total. If you want to, that's fine. So let's slide this over a little bit. So, you can always have a running total if you really want to going on there. So that's kind of cool. All right, let's go ahead and lock that one in place. What else we got? We got stickers. So you can add different stuff in here. So you can have like an explosion or something like that. And you got other ones that you can go through. So no, you can actually maybe have trigger something like this if something happens and you really like what's going on or something like that. Kind of cool that you can interact with this and you can stack these, but I don't want this here. So let's delete that one. This sticker, let's delete that one. All right, let's see what other options we got here. Now, compared to what I did with DaVinci Resolve, they actually also have a built-in audio visualizer. So you could have this and, link it to a song or something like that. You got different templates on how you want it to display. Really cool. So this one is actually pulling from my audio right now. So say that you have a podcast and it's just you talking, you could actually just have your voice go over here and have like a background or something like that. So like, for example, let me go ahead and bring this in and let's let it take up the entire part of this. All right. And then let's go ahead and add some traditional stuff. We'll add a media source and this will be our background. Background movie. And I'm just going to make it loop, send you the same settings. We're going to use some hardware encoding. I'm going to go ahead and grab something from my background that I normally use for editing. So I got backgrounds right here. We'll just find something easy. Let's go ahead and do this one. Now we have the conform and transform. So we'll fit this to screen. So we got it here. And then I'm going to put that under the visualizer. So now you can see me talking over top of that. And that looks really weird for how big that is. So maybe put it in the center or something like that. Also put our counters over top of that. And then maybe put our chat over top of that as well too. So that way, if we're talking and things like that, we can see what's going on. So I'll shrink this just a little bit, but you can see the power of all of this that, again, you could do all of this in OBS, but you would have to have a whole bunch of plugins to actually make it work. So we'll just leave this up right now. Let's turn the chat off. Let's churn. Let's turn off the background. All right. So what else we got? You have stickers that actually will pull from GIFs that you can search on the internet for. So if we open that up, you can go and type and do a search for something like that if you want to do that. You got a music playlist that you can add in. So let's say, let me add some songs. They have free music that is there. I don't know how that's covered in license and stuff, so I might have to do a follow-up on that one. So let me go over back to my stuff where I have some music. And I'm going to pick just a few songs I got from Epidemic Sound that I do have a license for. Show information on screen, which is cool. So you can actually, if people really like the song, they want to know what's the name of that, what's the artist, whatever. Playing continuously when the scene is active. I'm going to say yes. All right. Sorry. It had a pop-up on the other screen. I couldn't see it. All right. So let's go ahead and... All right. So it's playing music right now. And I need to... Now, where's our volume here so I can turn that down right now because that's blasting in my ear. So we have this control here, so we can play that right there. So I have it real low. But now you can move this so you can have it in the bottom if people want to see what song you're playing. Minimize the shrink that a little bit. So really cool. So like if you're doing some gaming or you're doing some type of like talking or a podcast, if you really wanted people to see what the song is, you actually could do that. Let's go to the properties and let's see what other options that we got here. That's just a song list. Filters, I mean, you could add that for your audio stuff, but not that much on the display. So you can't really change how that looks. So it just looks like that. So, I mean, that's fine. All right. So let me go ahead and bring this little playhead up here right now. So you could maximize that. And that's on another screen. It doesn't look like you can make it dockable and put it anywhere on the screen. Wish you could do that, but oh well. What's the next thing we got here? We got our playlist. Now we got our background template. Let's see about this. Now this could have probably replaced the background one that I just did. So let's go ahead and get this earth one here going. And yeah, so this pretty much will replace kind of like what I just did when I was adding my stuff in here. So let me go ahead and replace that with the background movie. And I don't really need that. Let's go ahead and delete that. And that's really cool. So again, all of this stuff is built in and giving you other functionality that you got. Now, again, you could do a green screen. I don't have mine right now. So if I had my put the background behind my ATEM, and if I had a green screen, I could, chroma key this with our filters, just like the same way we could do a chroma key and get rid of stuff. Again, I don't have any green on here, so that's why that won't work. But then if you use this and then you could see the background that you have that's built in there, which I think again is really awesome that that's an option as well too. All right. So what else do we got in here? We also can add a clock. So you have different styles that you can have here. You could do your different displays. Do you want to do a timer? So again, you have a countdown timer for your service. You can actually put this in here and have it built in. You don't have to run anything. You can now put it with your own sounds. It looks like, yeah, you can change your font, the color, and everything like that. So again, I've made these, but to have this built in is really, really cool that you can just make this on the fly any way that you want to. Now, the only thing is I want to see if that will start automatically. Timer control can be activated by right-clicking the main page or the source. So if we main page or the source, am I doing this wrong? I must be. Oh, there's start right there, AJ. So it's right there. So now I wonder, is there a way that you can make it automatically start once you come to this page? Because I'm thinking if you start your live stream and you want to do something like that, I think that would be um, pretty pretty nice to have. You have your different countdowns. I don't know if you can change the color of that, but say we got this one. I like that. So you can have that as your countdown, and then you can also do like a text layer, just like we've done before. Where is it at? So it looks like they've gotten rid of the text, and you have to use the text template that they're using. And I just want a plain, or there it is, your simple text. So this is where we'll say, put it right here. And I don't want that to fade in and out. So where is that looping motion? This is where I would take that off, and I would say live stream or countdown to live stream, something like that, right? Let's make that a little bit bigger so you can see it. And boom, there you go. So you can have that right there going on. Really cool that you can add this all in app. We haven't had to add any different layers, none of this stuff. It's all built in. So we've gone through all of those. We've gone through this. So now let's go ahead and just push the limits and let's see what this stream looks like. So we got our audio going on, everything like that. So I'm going to tag this as well to this video because I'm recording this, but y'all are going to see the live. So let's go ahead and go live. We just click there. Adding some stuff for Twitch. We just say, yep. Then it's going to ask us for our YouTube one. I'm going to change that to education. So I set this already, but it prompts it for you before it goes live next. And our Facebook one. And then let me bring back up Instagram real quick. I'm waiting for that feed to go. So I'm waiting for Instagram to show up over here. So we're on air on Twitch. We're on air on Instagram because I'm seeing it right there. And all right, it looks like we're live everywhere. So let's go ahead live on Instagram. And we're just going to look for the counts and everything like that. So we got a couple of people here so far. Let's go ahead and bring up the chat window here. And let me get rid of the clock and our text so we can see what's going on. So J Crypto, hello, hello. You are here on, we're testing out Prism Live. So we're on Twitch. We're streaming to Twitch, YouTube, Facebook, Instagram, and Vimeo all at the same time. Hello, hello. Parker, hey. Again, we're testing out Prism Live. This is another free live streaming software that's kind of built on OBS's kind of engine, the open source part, but it adds a lot of stuff. So everything that you're seeing right now on the screen, the counters that are going from there, the chat that you see right here, that is all built into Prism Live Studio without needing any other functionality. Now I'm talking to the ATEM because I'm actually recording this video, but my camera right here is what I'm actually talking and listening to. How does that sound for y'all? As y'all can see, you see that the chat, everybody is up on here. We got a lot of folks. We got one person on Facebook. I like the fact that this counter is right here so you can actually see live. I normally have that counter just right here in front of me. So I'm going to send a hi through my Stream Deck and see, does that send it over? I don't know if it is or not. But hello, everybody. Joseph, hello. Marvin, hello. Jin Lee, sorry if I'm pronouncing your name wrong. Hello, hello. So again, really cool that we're streaming to all of these platforms all at the same time. And again, it is free. This is Prism Live Studio. Be on the lookout for the video that is going to be dropping maybe tomorrow once I finish editing this tonight. But really cool that it gives you all the stuff. Philip Paul, hello, hello. Reverence Magazine, hello. Carlos, hello. So again, you can think you using this program, you can add a bunch of stuff. So so right now it shows here that I can look over here at the YouTube panel. Y'all can't see this, but when you watch the video of this, you'll see it in the panel. Now, again, because this is based on OBS, the engine with that, a lot of the plugins with OBS work in here. So you don't need to do the animated lower third because it has lower thirds built in, but the First Fruit Studio Bible app can actually be added into here as well too, because that's the plugin that you saw right here. I don't have the screen on here, but let me add it real quick. First Fruits, if I can spell. OBS plugin. I'm just going to add that source real quick so y'all can see it because I already have it built in. I just need to add a browser source and get the URL for that. So let's copy this link. We're going to add a browser source. And we're going to do the path. We're going to do 1920. And y'all probably saw it there for half a second. So now if I take the chat down for a hot second, and let's drag down my scripture here. Let's get rid of the counter here for a second. And let's look up James 1. And if I click on that, there we go. So that plugin, the first fruit one, does work in this as well too. So if you were like, I want to use it, but I don't want to give up the stuff that I'm already using, guess what? It does work as well too. So that is pretty awesome. We have a countdown clock here that is built in as well too. So if you add a text right there, countdown to live stream, you can do that as well. We have our music playlist. And if I started playing that now and turn the volume up just a little bit, y'all are probably hearing music there that I could record and control at the same time. Not record, but play at the same time. So let's go ahead and shut that down. And let's bring our chat back up and our counts back. We've been using Prism Live for a year, and it's a great program. Bobby, awesome. Thank you for that. Looking forward to tired of paying for Castr. Now, this is awesome. Again, you can multi-stream, but please make sure your upload speed and your computer can handle it. That's why we always recommend getting a GPU. You don't need a super fast one. If you can still find them, you could go as low as a GTX 1650, and that would give you more than enough power for encoding. Make sure you have at least a 6 core processor or higher. But a GPU will really help. Giant Slayer, hello and Happy New Year to you too. KI4 IRS Radio, hello from West Tennessee, hello. Giant Slayer, awesome from Michigan. Yeah, so really cool. So again, we've been streaming everywhere here on Instagram. Nobody is doing any, Instagram, I'm in practice, no wonder. I forgot that I did that here, but I am streaming to that as well too. So if I brought this screen over for a second so y'all can see. So I'm live here on Instagram at the same time. So that's really cool. Yeah, so I think that's about it. Thank y'all for jumping on. Is the available wants to know, Anthony, what's going on? Philip Paul is like, is this video going to be available yet later? Yes, I'm actually recording the video now. Y'all are a part of the video. And once I finish editing it, you'll probably see it tomorrow. So again, this is just a first deep dive in this. So I'm gonna stop the live stream. Thank y'all for being a part of the live stream. Look out for the video tomorrow with that. So let's go ahead and finish the live stream. And we just stopped that. Everything ended. And that is all cool. So again, that is Prism Live. Link is down below. We're going to do some more follow-up videos. But again, this channel is built to help y'all. What other stuff would you would like me to go over? Oh, you know what? I didn't even do this. Let me cut back over here and show you one more thing. Again, because this is built on the OBS stuff, we can come over here to our scene collection. And guess what? The OBS bundle works for that as well too. So everything that we had in the OBS bundle that we sell on our website works as well too. So if I cut back over here, let me turn off the Prism lens and let me switch my capture device over to my Blackmagic. So everything that we had works in here. So we can do our offering stuff, our pre-service. But again, that countdown is not needed because we can use the own countdown that's built in. So you can actually turn that off if you want to. The Be Right Back, there's actually a scene for that. So if we go here to our, what was that? The background template, was that the one? No, that wasn't it. Let me turn that off. It was another one that we used. Yeah, I think it was the text template. So we can do a screensaver and we can do their Be Right Back again. You might not like the colors, but you know, it does give that option. So you could make your own here if you wanted to and say we still want to use that copyright notice. We can just drag that up there. You know, coming back soon. So you can still mix and match all of these. You got your technical support one. So if you like the OBS bundle and you were like, oh, I like Prism Live, but I don't want to get rid of it, it still works with it. So link is down below. If you're interested in it, please let me know. Leave a comment what other stuff you would like me to test with Prism Live. Let me be your guinea pig before you just go ahead and download this and use this for your church. But again, it is a really cool tool. We streamed to 6 platforms, wasn't struggling at all. I wasn't even paying attention to the CPU usage, but I'll call that out in the video. But again, it was not struggling. None of y'all complained about the issue at all. So really like this, and looking forward to using this in a bunch of other places, especially churches who are using Restream and Castr and they're paying for it. This might be an option. Take the money and upgrade your system, mainly put like a GPU in it and maybe some more horsepower with the processor if you can. And then you can probably save the money from using some of those services and cut over to this. Might be an option. So I just like more options being available for your streaming and for your media ministry. So if you like this type of content, appreciate a like, consider subscribing, hit that bell. That way you get notified when we come out with other videos to help modernize your media ministry. Thanks for watching, folks. This is AJ. Catch you on the next video. Later.